Reflections on Lesson 33. There is another way of looking at the world. I may think that life is hard, but I'm free to see it another way. I can change my mind. I don't have to keep doing life the way I've always done it. I don't have to keep repeating the same patterns of worry and obsession and judgment and resentment. I'm calling a do-over in my thinking. I'm inviting a shift in my perception in both my inner and outer worlds. The past few lessons have taught me that what I see out there is the result of what I see in here. I am the cause of what I see. So more and more, I'm not trying to change the world. I'm changing how I see the world. The practice exercise today had me shifting back and forth between my outer and inner worlds. It told me to first notice what I see when I look around, and then to notice what I see with my eyes closed. And to do that with a sense of detachment to what I see in both worlds. I had some real surprises when I did that practice this morning. It was so interesting. I started off looking at my computer and seeing the beginning of my writing for this lesson. Then I closed my eyes and I saw my writing again, but there was a light shining down on it, like a spotlight. I opened my eyes and I saw my body. And then I closed my eyes and saw myself wrapped in a beautiful green glowing blanket. And that was lovely. I looked out the window and saw the ash tree, which is dead now. And then I closed my eyes and saw that everything in the world is temporary. I walked into the laundry room and saw my washing machine, which I've had some buyer's remorse about. Then I closed my eyes and I felt gratitude for that machine, giving myself a break from the thought that I made a mistake when I bought it. I looked at the clothes on my bed and I felt guilty for leaving them there. I think it's hard to put clothes away. It takes too much time away from things I'd rather be doing. But then I closed my eyes and I saw myself appreciating those clothes, hanging and folding and putting them away with ease. And that was so much better than looking at them with a sense of dread or a sense of guilt. It didn't take long for me to realize that what I saw with my eyes closed was something that was coming from a higher place in my mind. When I'm open to those images in my higher mind, my God mind, it naturally changes what I see in the world around me. And I know that if I can do that with one thing, I can do that with anything. I have faith in that now. It tells me to use the practice line when anything upsets me today. I can say, there is another way of looking at this. I can go to the list I made of contrasting perceptions and see very quickly that if I'm upset, I must be looking through the eyes of the ego, the eyes of fear. And if I want to see things another way, I turn to the Holy Spirit. I turn to my higher eyes, the eyes of love. And if I do that, right away, the moment I become aware that I'm upset, it can bring me out of that upset quickly. That feels much better than being mad all day. That's the payoff for choosing another way of looking at the world. And I'm going to borrow a piece of a tune from a sting that for the song for this lesson today. There is another way of looking at the world. There is another way. There is another way. There is another way of looking at the world. There is another way. There is another way. There is another way. There is another way.